disgruntledduck.com.
Hey guys, good to see you again. It's been a little while since the last video. I've been massively busy, to be honest. I've smashed out a few models, a few bits on the site, but I've just not had the time to get anything done on YouTube. So today we're gonna build this guy. You see that? Leman Russ. Gonna build this guy and paint it. Yeah, and do a little bit of commentary on the side. So as always, t-shirt of the day. Today, got Ghostbusters on. Now I watched the new Ghostbusters. It's pretty rough, I've got to be honest. If it wasn't for Hemsworth, there'd be a lot of trouble. So yeah, without further ado, let's get down the bench. Let's make some models. So yeah, this is the Games Workshop Leman Russ tank. Yeah, quite reasonable. I think it was about 20-25 quid or something. So we'll take a look at the sprues to begin with. There's a couple of sprues, you know, standard. They're quite chunky pieces. You can see there's quite a lot of different weapons you can put on. Pretty simple. Looks like it's going to be a nice build. There's some good detail. Tracks go on separately. You've not got those rubber band tracks you have with like the 1/35th scale models. So yeah, this should be quite nice looking, I think. We've got a few decals. Decals. Oh, they're decals. So yeah, let's get on with it. So I've started cutting the pieces out. These are the sides. What do you call them? I guess they're the sides of the tank. Just doing a little bit of fine sanding work, making sure everything is just perfect for this one. So yeah, they look alright so far. Pretty clean. They go together really nicely. It's a really nice fit, to be honest. Yeah, that's the thing with these Games Workshop. I suppose you don't have part numbers on them. So there's so few pieces in there, and the instructions are so well detailed. Everything just whacks together so nicely. So yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there now. No rush with this. As always with this kind of thing, less is more. So yeah, we got a bit of glue on. Let's join the first one up. Goes together quite nicely. So yeah, anyway, wow, it's a long time ago that I first got into Games Workshop stuff. I actually remember it quite well. I used to live in a place called Croydon down in, let's call it South London. And there used to be, I don't know if it's still there or where it is now, but there used to be a Games Workshop little shop. It was near the Drummond Centre car park. If anyone who knows what that is, that's quite cool. But yeah, whenever I went down there as a kid with my parents, we'd always be queuing up to get in a car, and I always see this shop, and it just looks so awesome. Right, so yeah, I've got the two sides stuck together. So now I'm going to start work on the base. Again, chunky bits. The inside of the base has like almost a galvanized steel look to it, which I think is quite cool. It's strange because you're not going to see it. So I don't know if you could do something with it to open it up so you could actually see that feature. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, it fits together quite nicely, so we're going to get on with that. Anyway, so yeah, I used to see this shop all the time. And I was only young, maybe 8 or 9 years old, and never paid much attention to it. And it wasn't till probably about 5-6 years later, I had an old friend called Kieran, and I hung out with him a lot. And I went to his house, and he had the game Warhammer 40,000. Now we only played it once or twice, I think, but I thought it was one of the coolest things in the world. Not necessarily the game, but just the figures that came with it. I mean, I'd always made military figures, kind of got that from my dad. But yeah, I thought these little fantasy figures were absolutely amazing. They're small, I'll give you that, fiddly, but yeah, really cool. So we went down to this shop. Also, there used to be a record shop a couple of doors away. Alright, so here we go, here's a turret. Can you see on the back of that, there's a little, what's it called? Insignia. So I've wiped that off because I don't really want to go with that style. I'm not going with the sort of Space Marine, I'm not going with that genre. I want to do my completely own little fantasy piece of work. So yeah, I'm just gluing that together. So yeah, there's a record shop, and yeah, we used to go in there, we used to buy some, get some records, and then we'd go to CDs at the time it was, I think, yeah. And then we'd go down to the Games Workshop and pick up some pieces, and I think it was White Dwarf magazine at the time. So we pick up copies of that and just, we thought we were the coolest guys around. And yeah, I remember him coming around my house and we'd be painting Space Marines, I think, maybe some elves, and we were listening to Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill album. So yeah, that'll tell you something about our age. So right, yeah, that's the turret coming together. I've gone with the, I don't know the technical term, but just the big gun, I'd say it is. You know, you can keep the movement in there. I've seen some people doing some cool stuff online where they fit a magnet in there so they can change the armaments around. But as this is just going to be a little display piece, I'm not going to be gaming with it or anything. So yeah, this looks alright so far. But yeah, so yeah, that was my first foray into Games Workshop stuff. Now that's going, wow, how long ago is that? It's 20 odd years, isn't it? No, it's more than that. Dear God, I feel old. It's what, 25 years or something. Then I got out of it for a while. I mean, yeah, I painted loads of figures, really had a fun time. Then got out of it. Fell back into it probably 10 years ago. Not necessarily just Games Workshop stuff, but some of the other minis. There are so many cool minis out on the marketplace. I got I want to call them Cadian. I thought they were really cool with the tanks and all that. I think this is one of those guys. I think they're called Astra Militia now. So you can see another one. They've got this little skull on the back plate there. And yeah, I don't want that, so there it is. Now it's gone. Magic of television, it's gone in seconds. So yeah, I just want to at the minute get rid of all those little bits. Having a little look now, see how these are going to fit on, how nicely they're going to fit. And again, you can't knock the quality and the cleanliness of the fit. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, I got back into them and painted some of the Astra Militia. Got one of the I don't know what they're called. They're like the walking things on legs. They look like something out of Sigourney Weaver's in the Alien film, one of those things. So yeah, I've got one of them. I've still got it. It's not painted, it's built, but yeah, I might get round to doing that. So again, just using a little bit of the old liquid cement, sticking that guy together. Again, there's no need to rush, just nice, lazy Sunday afternoon. Sticking some plastic together. So that one goes on nicely. Few seconds, hold that in place, let the glue do its work. So it looks alright. So yeah, yeah, I got back into it about 10 years ago, painted some minis, picked up some metal ones from some other companies as well. If you check out I don't think I've got any on the blog. I think I've got a couple on my Instagram. But yeah, nothing on the blog yet. This will go on the blog when it's finished. I'm quite looking forward. I've got to be honest, I was really looking forward to this build. So yeah, and now I'm finally getting down to it, and you know, as you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. My mouth's getting worn out from talking so much, so I might play some transient music for a few minutes. But yeah, you can see again, there was another one of those little skulls on there, so yeah, we've shaved that off, sanded it down. I don't know that I'm not going to do much filling on this. I don't think it seems pretty neat. I've just scraped those off with a sharp knife. What is it? Exo knife, extracto knife, oh, that's a little Stanley blade type thing. So one of the cool things as well with these is because we're talking fancy here, there's no rules. So you get certain parts with them, and it's up to you how you're going to fit them onto the body of the tank. So we've got this little box there where I've shaved the top off. Could be the engine, could be a munitions holder, could be anything. We've got the couple of exhausts there as well. Yeah, they look alright. So yeah, now I'm just having a little play around, having a look. Where do I want to put this? So right now, so as long as you've got the main gun on the turret, you've also got a secondary armament, and again you can choose what you want. So I've gone, maybe it's a flamethrower, some kind of blaster with a pipe. I think that's what I'm going to go for, because I think that's pretty cool. I've gone for the largest of the tank guns as well, just because, you know, if you're going to go big, innit? So we're fitting this little guy now. So yeah, just a tiny little bit of filing around, I don't know how to describe this part, but this exterior bodywork on the front. I've got to be honest, this has come together pretty well. I've made, gotta stop umming, I'm umming so much. I've made kits from most manufacturers over the years, and some of them are absolutely dreadful, and some of them you pay a hell of a lot of money for and they're dreadful. So as you can see, I've put a tiny little bit of filler just on this. It's still movable, which is cool. I don't know if it's still been movable once it's painted. So just a little bit of test fitting at the minute. Looks alright actually. Looks pretty cool. It's quite small. I like that. Quite compact. Makes me think of a First World War tank, to be honest, the way it's laid out. So again, we're just having a little play on the back. See how it goes. We've put the little smoke grenade launcher, smoke grenades? Yeah, smoke grenade launchers on top of it. That looks alright. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Take a few photos. Do a bit of sanding. Again, I think, you know, the whole build, I've cut it down, but I think the whole build, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You know, it's gone together really neatly. Quite happy with that. I'm a little bit, well, as I say that, I'm having a little bit of trouble fitting the gun barrel on, but you can see that's quite a long barrel. So that looks pretty cool. You can get a stubby one. I think there's a flamethrower, some other kind of things. Plasma barrels, bits and pieces. I think, you know, check the sprues out at the start. You can see all the armaments you get. So that looks pretty cool already. That's going to paint up real nice. So yeah, there we go. We've got the bits in play now. I don't know why I'm taking so long at the minute, just hovering on this shot. But hey, clearly it's meant to be. I'm obviously doing something quite important to take a good 30 seconds. Oh, do you know what I'm doing actually? There's little handles. That's what I'm sticking on at the minute. Little handles around the top of the bodywork. Fiddly ones. That's probably the fiddliest thing. There you go. That's the fiddliest thing I've done. You can see them on the back. I'm probably moving too fast. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I've attached that engine box, I've attached the tow hook. I'm not going to attach the exhaust pipes at the minute. I'm going to wait till I've painted that. There we go, there's the gun turret. It looks alright, it looks quite neat. Can't really see any seams or anything. It's pretty cute. So finally, there we go, there's just the pieces of the tracks. And yeah, all in all, that's the build done. So we're going to, yeah, photo time and get painting. So there we go, guys. That's the build pretty much taken care of. I'm going to get on with painting it now. I think what I'm going to do, we'll split these videos up because they're going to be long otherwise. But yeah, that was quite a fun little build. Going to put some commentary over it, and hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you for the next one. Take it easy.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment.